Hey everyone, Tesseract from Odyssey here, just doing a quick video showing the updates in Game Update 33. This video is going to be about the armories. So when you log in, everybody gets your one free armory, which you can activate just by going into your mission journal and completing it, and you get your armory as a reward. As normal, you just activate that in your inventory, and then you should be able to go over to your base and enter decoration mode, and you should be able to set this up. And then you've got your armory set up. So one of the things about the armories is that you're not able to actually imprint them if you have 3 unspent power points or 10 unspent skill points. So if we try here, it doesn't work because I haven't spent a bunch of my skill points. So just quickly spend some of these now. That's us under 10, so we should be able to imprint. And there we go, so we can see the different parts of our imprint here. We've got all the different gear that we're wearing. We've got the power type, the weapon that we were using at the time, the role that we were in. You can activate it straight from your menu in here, just by clicking the activate button, or you can rename it. So I'll just give it a quick name. And you can also change this icon down here into something a bit that makes a bit more sense for it. Let's pick that. And once you've got it set up, you can see that it sits in your base quite interestingly. And the style of that armory holder changes depending on your layer, so I'll quickly hop over to some different ones and have a look at them in a moment. You can set how you can activate it by going into your generator. As you can see, there's slots for 4. At the moment on test we don't have more than 1 armory, so we can't kind of show off the various different ones, but you've got your different slots there for how you would activate them, and that's obviously your the keyboard controls, but the gamepad controls are similar. They pop up when you can see the D-pad there, and that's when you hold down the L2 and R2. So we can see here this is the deco themed layer, and it's got the same armory as the dive theme had. Probably just didn't want to, either it's not the dive theme hasn't got one finished yet, or they've just reused the style from here. So you can see here the Gothic layer theme version of the armories. I've already imprinted into this one. The style of the armory itself is slightly different, fits in better with the Gothic theme. And just as a demonstration, I can show you I've changed the colours of my character a little bit. I've completely unspent all of my skill points and power points, and I can activate the armory now. And again, on the keypad, you use the L2 and R2 buttons at the same time as you would used to do for the loot collection, and then you press one of the buttons on the D-pad. On the keyboard, it's the number pad on the right hand side, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, the numbers that it would be set to. So you can see there when you hold the L2 and R2 buttons, you get the pop-up on screen showing the different loadouts you could have. I had the Rage Troller, which is the name of this particular set. That's the D-pad up button. So we can switch to that instantly, and you should see the animation where you switch and everything should come in again. And let me show you, I'm in DPS role at the moment, and it should change me back to controller role. You can see in the top left there is a bit of a cooldown on how often you can do that. It's almost instant when you're out of combat, but when you're in combat that takes a little bit longer to go down. So just to show off the armories in a little bit of action then, as I've shown before, how they work when you're outside of combat, but I've done a full spec at the moment into DPS. So you can see I've got all DPS gear, I've got my power points and skill points spec for my DPS innates. There's absolutely nothing in controllers at all. But say for instance you find yourself in a combat and turns out that actually there's no controller in your team, and you think, oh god damn it. So you have to switch. And again, it's just the same buttons as it would have been before. You can see a palm up there, and you've got two cooldowns there. One of them is the general cooldown, and the other one is the long cooldown that you get for doing it in combat. Just to show off a little bit more. This is all your power points, your skill point, all of the gear, everything is switched to that previous setup that we'd put in the armory. So now that we've dropped out of combat, you can see if I switch role again, there seems to be a long delay on changing into these armories. You can still go back to switching between your armories as soon as you drop out of combat. However, if you go back into combat again, that long cooldown that we saw initially will still be running. So you can see it in the chat tab there saying build activation is not ready yet, showing that the cooldown isn't quite done. It's not showing at the moment, so that's probably a glitch that needs to be fixed. Hope you've enjoyed this, thanks for watching.